Well, good morning. How are you? It was great to see many of you at the workshops yesterday. I'm very pleased to welcome you all to Samvera Connect 2018. I'm looking forward to the vibrant community discussions inside the building, which will hopefully offset the gloomy, cold, and wet weather we have outside. I know someone is here from Seattle. Well, my name is Harish Maringanti. I'm the Associate Dean for IT and Digital Library Services at J. Willard Marriott Library. First, I would like to introduce Dr. Andrew Werrick. He's going to deliver the opening remarks. Dr. Werrick is a professor of internal medicine, vice president for research, and president of the Research Foundation at the University of Utah. He received a bachelor's degree in biology from Baldwin Wallace College, a master's degree in exercise physiology from Wake Forest University, and a PhD in physiology pharmacology from Bowman Gray School of Medicine. His research lab, which focuses on blood clotting in health and disease, has been continuously funded by the National Institutes of Health for over 20 years. Based on his seminal discoveries in the field of hematology, Dr. Werrick was awarded the prestigious William Damschenk Prize from the American Society for Hematology. He was recently selected to serve on the NIH National Heart, Lung, and Blood Advisory Council and has a passion for mentoring students, fellows, and young investigators who are pursuing careers in biomedical research. Dr. Werrick holds an HA and Edna Benning Presidential Endowed Chair, a recognition from the University of Utah that honors a select group of top medical researchers. Please join me in a warm welcome to Dr. Werrick.
Wow, that's so kind, and it's just such a privilege to be here. And I was thinking about why is a blood clotter in research here? But I will tell you, it's one of the really cool things that we've noticed over the last 5 years is we have to get all this sequencing repositories. We have to understand big data. We need to understand how we use and share it more specifically. Each one of the grants that we write to the NIH now has a section on data sharing where you actually have to tell exactly how you're going to do that. So the critical infrastructure that all of you provide, the collaborative nature within that is absolutely essential. And it's interesting at a touch point in my world, which is trying to figure out how blood clots and health and disease has intersection and interface with your world. So thank you so very much. It's certainly a pleasure to welcome all of you here today. It never rains in Utah, right? But today it did, and tomorrow it will, I think. We actually, as natives, or people I've been here almost a little over 20 years, we welcome rain because we never get it. But I'm sure it sounds like some of you were in a few days early and maybe a few days after Thursday, and then I think it'll come back to normal and you'll be able to see our beautiful mountains. I also want to send greetings from our president, Ruth Watkins. She's actually in Washington, D.C., meeting with our U.S. senators and trying to get some things on behalf of the University of Utah, but she sends her best, and welcome to all of you. It's really exciting to be here, and it's very exciting that as members of Samvera community, we can assemble today for this conference. I would like to thank the conference program committee, our local host committee, especially for Harish, who organizing me, which is not easy. All of the workshop leaders, the presenters, participants who have put together such an engaging program. I think you're all going to find that it's just outstanding. We can certainly look forward to all of the thought-provoking talks that we're about to hear and discussions over the next few days. University of Utah, we're just very honored to host the Samvera Connect 2018, as this is a historic year for the J. Willard Marriott Library. I mean, I think all of you may or may not know, we're celebrating our 50th anniversary of the library in this building. If you haven't had a chance to be in the building before, I hope you'll take time for tours in different spaces this week. We've timed it perfectly. One is the rain, so it's always good to be indoors when it's cold and wet. Second is it was timed with our fall break. So generally, you go through here and you'd see the students, and it's just an amazing atmosphere. It'll be a little bit more quiet, but it'll give you guys an opportunity to go see some of the hidden gems that we have in here, the collections. Find a nook and a cranny if you need to, just to get some quiet time. It's just a great time to visit our library, so I hope you take this opportunity to do that. Since its inception in 1850, the University of Utah has been committed to developing cutting-edge research to enhance the lives of local, national, and international communities. So as Vice President for Research, I have to tell you a little bit about the research here and your guys' critical link in it. Whether it's finding a cure for cancer, creating innovative technologies, or understanding the complexities in the society we live in, each of the university's remarkable discoveries are made possible by the dedication of our researchers, our students, and our staff on campus. This is a pretty historic year for us. In FY 2018, for the first time ever, the university, we reached a milestone by surpassing over $500 million in extramural funding. That extramural funding comes in a lot of different favors, grants and contracts from federal agencies, from industrial areas, but also from collaborations from other universities and organizations across the United States and internationally. And I understand that there is a great representation here, not only nationally, but also we have some international colleagues, so welcome. I would say that this is really a remarkable achievement as a testament to the university's efforts to cultivate a leading research institution through our excellence, our innovation, interdisciplinary collaborations, but also interinstitutional collaborations. And I would tell you that if you don't know it, our library is phenomenal with some of the grants that they actually lead, but also all of the collaborative things that our library actually does. To just help us on so many different fronts, including repositories and data sharing and elements that go into each piece of our grants. And even more recently, with all of our college leaders giving us information on our history and how the history of research in each one of our colleges has actually informed where we are today. So I would like to just a shout out to all of the library, everybody who's involved in that at the University of Utah, but also for all of you who are involved in those across the nation and internationally. A key part of supporting research on campus is to enable data sharing. Isn't that true today? The requirement that more and more funding agencies and journals have put in place. I shared with you today earlier that all of grants have a data sharing element, but almost every time you have a paper, you have a data sharing element. We are contacted all the time about sharing our sequences data, our repositories on that. So it's just, we're in a different world. We're in a big data world, and we need to actually be able to leverage that, but it needs to be done in a transparent way, in a way that we share, in a collective way that is collaborative across all units and institutions. Increasingly, organizations across the world are recognizing the importance of research data management. Research data management activities ensure long-term value and utility of research data for new analyses and replication of study findings. It's a big deal right now in research reproducibility. It's every element of everything that we do is critical that we get data and we understand how to share it with the community and make sure that it's reproducible. According to a report recently published by the AAU-APLU Public Access Working Group, ensuring that research data are more accessible clearly has tremendous potential to fuel scientific analysis and discovery by making data more open to scrutiny, reanalysis, and extension. So I just think that's really critical, and I'd like to just repeat that. Ensuring that research data are more accessible clearly has tremendous potential to fuel scientific analysis and discovery by making data more open to scrutiny, reanalysis, and extension. Research libraries have always offered a variety of research services and are now playing a key role in the research data management landscape. Marriott Library hosts a campus data repository, The Hive. It's a publicly accessible repository for research data that's generated by the University of Utah researchers, students, and staff. It's built on Samvera framework, and we are glad to be part of a community anchored by the belief that together we can achieve so much more than we ever could alone. Marriott Library has one of the largest freely available digitized newspaper collections in the world, over 2 million pages and 20 million articles. We are glad to be contributing back to the community in the digital newspapers domain through our efforts in the Institute for Museum and Library Services funded project. In closing, I'm just so delighted to welcome all of you. The annual Samvera Connect conferences are a real opportunity for all of us to learn and grow together. The most important thing is to trade ideas, build upon collective strengths, and strengthen existing relationships and connections. I sincerely hope you will enjoy the discussions and the opportunity to network over the next days. Thank you for participation. I really hope this is a time when you all get together, you develop new collaborations, you seal old collaborations, and then you come forward with just great ideas as we can build a framework for going forward. Thank you so much.
Well, Dr. Wyrick, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule and delivering the opening remarks. It really helps to hear from the leaders of the organization to see how what we do in the libraries fits with the overall mission of the organization. So thank you very much. I will run through the logistics very quickly. Most of you were here yesterday, so you probably are already aware of the logistics. Before I do, though, just wanted to show a couple of images. What you see here is spiral jetty. And the next one, this is sun tunnel. So these are creations of what we call a new genre of land art. This is a creation of Robert Smithson, and the one that you saw just now, the other one, Sun Tunnels, is a creation of Nancy Holt. They are iconic creations in Utah. Utah, as you know, is known for beautiful mountain ranges, snow-capped mountains in winter and sometimes in fall, ski slopes, beautiful summer hikes, national forests, right? But what is perhaps less known about Utah is the land art. According to one of our curators, this redefines what art would be. These are outside of traditional galleries and institutions by focusing on site specificity and incorporating elements of the landscape where they are placed. These are well within the driving distance of Salt Lake City, maybe 2 to 3 hours. So if you do have time, half a day to spare, and if you are an art lover, I would promise that visiting these sites would be well worth your time. Now to quickly run through the logistics, we have our pictures here. If you have any questions, again, almost all of you know Brian. He's been sharing the heavy lift of the conference organization along with Richard Green. Kudos to both of them. We are on Slack. We do have a few more folks from the local committee, from Marriott Library. So if you have any questions, please either contact anyone who has the rainbow lanyard or just send us a quick note on Slack. Wireless networks, again, most of the information has been communicated before. We have EduRoam and UGuest. Yesterday we had one issue and we were able to resolve that hopefully quickly. But if you have any questions, come see us on 3rd floor where we will have the registration desk, or on 2nd floor where we have the whole tech support team waiting for you. Breakfast and lunch will be on level 3 where you had breakfast earlier today. Snacks and plenty of coffee throughout the conference will be available right in the corridor here. Restrooms. Now, quick way to just get hold on the layout of the building. We are on 1st floor. The entrance here is the west entrance. Stairwells are always on the south side of the building. So you would always find restrooms across the elevators on every floor. We do have gender-neutral, gender-free restrooms on level 2 and level 5. If I could ask the program committee members to please stand up. Cool. Please join me in thanking them for. As you know, it takes a village to put events like these, and I'm amazed at what they could accomplish in so little time. So, thank you. Scholarship Committee, again, if you don't mind standing up for a minute or so, if members of the committee are here. Oh, again. Yeah, thank you for your thoughtful decision-making on this front. Thanks to you all and the University Guest House, we were able to sponsor 2 people. We were able to pay for their registration and the hotel stay. And the scholarship award winners, congratulations to Lauren Hamill and Devanshu Matlawala. I hope they are here. Are they? Congratulations. Again, these, you pretty much are already through this. In addition to the lanyards, we also have pronoun stickers. They arrived a little late. If you are interested, please go to the registration desk and get the stickers. They are a little hard to see from a distance. Maybe an improvement that we can look forward to when the conference is hosted next year. But we respectfully ask you that you respect individual preferences. Many of the sessions are being recorded this week. Thanks to Angela Wilkins, who is behind the camera today. She manages our AV team and has been coordinating with Brian on recording as many sessions as we could throughout the conference. All of this information is on the wiki, and I know that Richard Green sent an email earlier this morning with most of this information. Just to point out, we do have a special collections tour, and if you do sign up, you would be able to see some NASA models. They belong to Dr. James Fletcher. He was head of NASA and 8th president of University of Utah. So they are currently on display on 4th floor. We have a photo session at 2:45. The photo op would be on level 3, the same place where we have the registration desk. And then we have the poster session. I should point out, I should thank Devin Donaldson. He diligently went through all the posters that were submitted before the deadline and got them ready for the session today. So all of you who submitted the posters, you should just walk into the session and find your poster at around 3 p.m. today on the 3rd floor, open atrium. We do have a mentor program. I hope someone is going to talk about the mentor program later today. If not, just go to the Google Doc. We have the goals outlined. Feel free to both volunteer as a mentor, and if you are in need of mentors, use this amazing opportunity. Session information, yeah, it's on the wiki. We do have different spaces today. We have hack space in room 1140. Based on the community feedback, and I should again thank the program committee and everyone involved in organizing this conference to have paid attention to what the community requested. So now we are able to create a quiet space on this floor. It's in 725, so as soon as you walk out of the Gold Auditorium, you will just find to your left side. Again, if you have any questions, we do have maps, or feel free to send us a message on Slack. We do have family reading room and lactation rooms available on level 3. Please check in with security desk or registration desk at level 3. I think there is still time to suggest unconference ideas, right, and lightning talks. Again, most of the information is on the wiki. If you haven't signed up, please use the opportunity to demonstrate what you're working on and share your findings with the community here. And that might be it. So this, again, we are so excited to have had this opportunity to host you all. I hope that all your meetings would be productive for you and for the community. If you have any questions, just either contact Brian or me. Now I would like to hand the floor to Hannah for us to take over.